Hi everyone, my name is Miriam, and today we are going to be learning about the basics about algebra expressions and equations. So basically what we learn in this video is about just like how we have to start in this chapter. So this is like the start, and further into my channel, my videos, we are going to be expanding our knowledge about algebra expressions and equations. So let's get started. So first, let's start with identifying terms and like terms. This is the first base. So this is a normal expression right here. 8x minus 5 plus 3 minus x. So we are going to be finding the terms in this expression. So what are terms? Terms are a single mathematical expression. So for example, 8x is a term. Minus 5 is a term, plus 3 is a term, negative x is a term. So basically that is what a term is. So these are all the terms what I just said out loud. These are all the terms in this expression. So what are like terms? Like terms are when you group up the same single mathematical expression. So here we have 8x and minus x. So we have the same variable here, so that makes up like terms. So that is our first pair of like terms. And next we see negative 5 plus 3. So these two are integers, and yeah. So if you find the same group of numbers, like these two pair are like whole numbers, these two are integers, these two are variables, like that. So this makes them a like term. So now we are going to be finding out how to solve these two problems. But before that, let's read this. An algebraic expression is in simplest form when there are no like terms and no parentheses. So first, let's take a look at this problem. 9x minus 7 plus 2 minus x. So basically how I do it and how you are also supposed to do it is when you see an expression and there are like two like terms and they're like not right next to each other, you need to move them. So what I did here is we see 9x here and minus x here. So this is not next to each other. So I moved it because it's easier for you to like sum it up or subtract it or like finding the simplest form. It's easy. So you move the negative x here. So 9x minus x. All right? And then we have minus 7 plus 2. You just like push it a bit behind to make room for the negative x. So now we have it all in order. We have it like everything to make it simple. So now we have to solve it. 9x minus x. So you guys must have learned it before, but if you haven't, I will remind you guys. In front of a variable, there is always a 1. So even if there isn't a number in front of a variable, there is a 1. So basically how this actually should be read out loud, or you could just keep it in your brain. So it's like 9x minus 1x. Just keep that 1 right here. So how do you solve this? 9x minus 1x is 8x. Forget about the variables when you're subtracting. You will only need to like subtract the variables in further chapters. Not in this basic chapter. So 9x minus 1x is 8x. We're just focusing on the 9 and 1. So now we have here. So you guys must have also learned, but I'm going to remind you guys again. When there's a minus number and it's greater or less, you're still going to have to subtract it. So here we have minus 7 plus 2. So we're going to subtract it and forget about the plus. It's minus 5. So in simplest form, the whole expression should be read out as 8x minus 5. So now let's take a look at this one. This one is much simpler because it's already put out into like the easy and form to read. So how do you read this out? 5x plus x plus 6 minus 1. So there's a 1 in front of the x. You add them both, you get 6x. and you're adding now, and then there's no negative sign in front, there's only -7 1. So if there is a negative sign in front of a smaller number than the other, and the other is a positive number, then you won't need to put a negative symbol in front. So this is equal to 5. So how do you read this out? 6x plus 5. Now let's talk about simplifying an algebraic expression. Let's simplify this expression. So first we need to put the numbers in like order or like together. Here we go. So 11y minus 4y plus 14 minus 2. So now let's see how you solve this. 11 minus 4 is 7, 7y right here. 14 minus 2 is 12. 7y plus 12 is your final answer. Now let's talk about this one. 4, there's parentheses in this one. 4 times q plus 2, close parenthesis, minus 1. So when there's a parenthesis and there's a number in front, that means you have to multiply it to the numbers in the bracket. So how does it apply to this case? So q plus 2 is in the bracket and 4 is outside. So we're going to be multiplying 4 by q and 2. So 4 times q is 4q, plus 4 times 2 is 8, or just 8. So next we have to write it in all together. So 4q plus 8 minus 1. So now we still need to put this in simplest form. So we can't add this with anything or subtract this with anything because we don't have another term with a variable like this. So we're just going to be simplifying these two terms, or one like term. So 4q plus 7, because after you subtract this you get 7, so your final answer would be 4q plus 7. So now let's talk about real life application in a word problem. So first let's read out the word problem. On a hike, each hiker carries the items shown. Write an expression in simplest form that represents the weight in pounds carried by X hikers. Interpret the expression. So now, first let's take a look at the diagram here. This backpack weighs 1.5 pounds. This sleeping bag weighs 2.5 pounds. And this water bottle, a huge can, by the way, it looks small in picture, is 5.9 pounds. So first we have to add all the pounds. 2.5 plus 1.5 plus 5.9 is 9.9. Next, we need to write the expression. We are trying to find the weight carried by the hiker, so we need to include x, 9.9x. So in conclusion, the weight carried by X hikers is 9.9 pounds. So 9.9 is like the total of this. And we don't know how many hikers there are, and it says each hiker carries the items shown. So each hiker carries all three of this. And the total weight is 9.9 pounds. And then we need to multiply that by how many hikers there are to find out the total amount. But we don't know that. So that is our expression. In conclusion, the weight carried by X hikers is 9.9 pounds. Okay guys, so now it's time for you to do practice problems and we will review the answers in the next video. So we have two problems for identify the terms and like terms. You could go back in the beginning of the video to see how I did it. And you can also simplify the expressions here. So you could pause the video, you could go back in the beginning to see how I did each problem in case you're having trouble to understand it. It's okay, take your time. It doesn't matter how fast you do it. Okay guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys liked this video. If you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button and turn on those post notifications so you guys notified every time I post a new video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye!